I am K. Murtaugh, Witness 1, and welcome to a Friday Bubblethon. Believe this is going to be the last Friday of February. We are now going to be going into March. And boy, are there some interesting things coming in March. Now, today, I'm going to be talking about the forever victim. But before we get to that, I just got a couple of house cleaning chores to get to. And the first one is this. For those of you who will follow me on YouTube, my Murdathon is going to be delayed. I will not be having a Saturday Murdathon. I had a rather interesting development that has a little bit to do with what I was going to discuss tomorrow. So I have to put that on hold and not do the Murdathon at all. You know, I've got a couple things I have to clear up before I do the presentation. It would appear that our so-called friend has got another death threat, or so he claims. And apparently somebody's been making a Gab account and making all kinds of statements over on Gab. Or so he claims. And you see, I don't understand why anybody would want to bother this guy over on Gab. Especially since he might not even be alive. But there it is. Another video on BitChute where somebody allegedly has made some kind of threats to this poor little unemployed pizza delivery driver / investigative journalist who's won an award. Oh my God, he won an award. Anyway. And who is at the top of the suspect list? Once again, it is Craig Sawyer. Now, I don't know a hell of a lot about Craig Sawyer, other than he claims to be doing the same thing that Tim claims to be doing, and that is going around rescuing kids, or trying to stop the exploitation of children. Now, you would think that if Craig Sawyer is going around trying to save kids, then he would be at the top of the Pack Your Back list. That Timmy Hoffa would be saying, oh, hooray, we got this fantastic guy. He's going around trying to stop sexual predators, trying to stop child trafficking. But no. No, none of that. Timmy accuses him of being quite the opposite. He killery operative, killery bodyguard, killery this, killery that. Accuses him of all kinds of things. And so, because this unemployed pizza delivery driver is accusing Craig Sawyer of all these dastardly things, Craig Sawyer's out to teach him a lesson, not to kill him, assassinate him. Puts up weird pictures and stuff. But this isn't the first time, you see. Timmy's been a victim for as long as I can remember. It goes back years. Back in even before he got involved with missing child cases. He's had a burr up his ass against his local law enforcement since the mid-2000s. Earliest record that I've been able to find is 2005, where he accuses the local police department of all kinds of things. And then we get into, I don't know how many times he's accused local law enforcement of trying to plant drugs on him. He showed pictures of where they tore apart the inside of his car in order to plant drugs in behind a bracket. where there wasn't enough room for a cockroach to get into, let alone drugs. Then there's another time when someone was supposedly slashed his tires, and then he was going to court, and a cop pulled him over to give him a ticket for not bothering to wear a seatbelt, and so he just had to have his body cam on in case the cop did something to try and kill him, even though he's white. And then things escalated a little bit, because then here comes the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, who felt that Timmy Hoffa was so much of a threat that he sent a team down or up to the state of Minnesota for the express purposes of killing him, assassinating him. Tim alleged that Pence even flew there to make sure the dirty deed was done. But because of his highly trained, highly skilled, and highly expensive SEAL team, foiled this plot to kill him. And of course, there was a fundraiser to try and help pay for the SEAL team and the Marines that came to his rescue. Always seems to be a donation in there somewhere. You know, the time somebody slashed his tires, he came out and said, "Please help me pay for my tire." Anytime there's one of these donation things, it's always because somebody's trying to kill him. Rather convenient. But anyway, so the Vice President of the United States tries to kill Timmy Hoffa. Now, think about this for a minute. Timmy Hoffa is supposed to be the press secretary for this Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, the Children's Crusade, the High Command. I mean, super, super, super important guy. And yet, there is not one word about this in any media. Not the mainstream media, the so-called deep state media, and certainly not in the right-wing media. Nothing. And nothing was ever done to Vice President Trump. Trump didn't send the Secret Service or the U.S. Marshals or anyone to take care of Mike Pence. Mike Pence is still buddy-buddy with Trump to this day. They down here in CPAC in Orlando, they're lapping it up, patting each other on the back, saying, "Yeah, I support you for your run for president in 2020, blah, 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 blah." Kind of strange. Because remember, Timmy said that Mike Pence was out to assassinate Donald Trump. He was out to overthrow Trump, join up with the deep blue state and go after Trump. Funny how that never happened. But back to Pence. If that wasn't enough, gotta think if I got this right. This is kind of a weird one. But Timmy Hoffa claims that a guy dressed up in a UPS uniform, driving a FedEx truck, tried to deliver him a piece of U.S. mail that contained a poison. One of these poisons where if it's discovered, everybody has to wear a moon suit in order to keep from dying from this thing, which will kill you in like 5 seconds. Now, where does Tim come up with all these ideas? News media. Now, I don't know where he got the idea about Pence wanting to assassinate him. That one he probably made up out of thin air. You know, there is the QAnon theory that Pence is in with the blue state and wants to remedy the Trump problem. Who knows? But Timmy Hoffa makes this all about him. It's him that wants to be killed. And so then he turns to Mr. Sawyer. Now this started just about a year ago. And all of a sudden, these claims that Craig Sawyer wants to kill Timmy Hoffa, wants to assassinate him, eliminate him. Timmy Hoffa puts up all these text messages where he makes clear his threats. And then in this latest bit of assassination claims, apparently there's a head of a snake or something, because the next thing you know, you see a picture of Greg Sawyer and his Viper thing on there. And anybody that's in the military knows about Viper, V-I-P-E-R. But there was that. And he says, oh, that's proof that it's Craig Sawyer. Now, the fact of the matter is, in virtually all of these attempts, it's been proven that it's more likely than not that Timmy Hoffa or his handler created all this stuff. That it is them that is going around saying this stuff against Timmy Hoffa, trying to frame people. Say, all these evil people, these representatives of this lawyer in Florida, these representatives of Craig Sawyer, of the Vice President of the United States, all these people are out to get Timmy Hoffa. Because he has the goods on everybody. He's got terabytes of files and all this. He's had this stuff for 20 years. And yet he has yet to reveal anything except hearsay, innuendo, and stuff that can't be verified. And out of all these vast conspiracy theories, the assassinations, the threats, all of it, not one single police report. The only time that there was a police report filed was because of his slashed tires, and only after I wrote about the incident and had said that there were no police reports. After I published my blog about the tire incident, he filed a police report. And nothing ever came of it. And it's funny, I went, when I did my Chaos project, to the place where the car was repaired. And I talked to the guy that repaired the car. And he said there is no way at all anybody could have pierced that tire, knifed that tire, without injuring themselves. Because the tires was knifed from the inside. And he said the average guy could not go underneath that Ford Focus and let the air of the tires without getting his arm crushed. Because of the fact that the car is so very low to the ground. Any one of you people that have a Taurus or a Focus or any of the little Ford compacts, I challenge you to go out, crawl underneath that car, figure out how you could puncture the tire 5 times and get out from under the car without getting pinned underneath. It's a pretty neat trick. The guy either had to be a midget with very long arms, or he had a knife tied to a telephone pole or something to where he could puncture the tires without having to get under the car. And the problem with that theory is that you would be seen and caught. Because if you go back and review my film on the Chaos Project, that apartment is very public. I mean, there's people all over that apartment. The cars are parked out in the open. Someone would be a colossal idiot to sit there and risk being discovered knifing his tires. The more logical conclusion would be that Timmy Hoffa took a spare tire that was badly worn and knifed it himself. And then put the tire on the car and drove it flat to the gas station or to the tire repair place. Because that's what the mechanic said likely happened. He said the tire was badly damaged because somebody had been driving on it flat. And he said he couldn't have aired up the tire like he claimed because it wouldn't hold air. The tire would go flat the instant you put air in it because you got 5 holes in the car, in the tire. So he lied, like he lies about everything else. So we have, at last count, at least a dozen death threat claims that Timmy Hoffa has made. And so he is now a forever victim. A forever target in his mind. Makes a lot of money from it. And he makes it because he goes to places where people don't know his prior history. They only know the current affairs, that he is claiming that Craig Sawyer is out to get him, is out to assassinate him. I don't know what Craig Sawyer is going to do about this. I've been waiting to see if Craig Sawyer is going to tolerate this nonsense or if he's finally going to do something. But I guarantee you this, we will never, ever see a police report or an FBI report or a CIA report or a U.S. Marshal report or a Secret Service report about anyone trying to assassinate this clown. He will restrict his accusations to BitChute and to Gab because they're the only people that will tolerate this kind of idiocy. This is William K. Murtaugh, Mert Witness 1. Please like, subscribe, hit notification, and share, and stay tuned. There's a lot more to come next week. So until then, have a good one.